Happy Bastille Day.
So we've covered a couple of retro throwback games on this channel, and I think we're going to be covering another one today.
Right, there's nothing more retro than Hazel.
It's true. And Pixels.
Oh.
The movie.
Well, these are voxels. It's because it's made in Unity.
Right. Now, have you ever heard of a game called The Legend of Zelda?
That's the one where you're like the guy and he's like woof woof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This game's a lot like that.
Oh, wow.
Like, a lot like that. Like, a lot like that.
Oh my god.
So, Hazelnut Bastille is, I guess, a Link to the Past like. Which, to be fair, the only Zelda game I've beaten to completion. So,
I mean, it's got
good. That going for it.
I mean, it's not the best one, but it's good.
Yeah, I like it. And it is very true to that formula. Lots of rooms where you have to swing your sword and kill people to get it to get through different doors. Things like that.
Yeah. So you have your two weapons equipped right now. You've got your bow and your bombs along with your sword.
Yeah, so your sword is the basic attack, which there are a number of buttons you can use. There's a swing attack. Mm-hmm. So there's like a stamina bar up at top.
Right.
And that's all of your like different types of sword attacks, which includes a swipe, so it does like a wider attack, and also like the swinging attack that you saw earlier.
The spinning attack.
Yes. And then on two other buttons you have your main sub-weapon, which at this point is a crossbow, and the ult, which is the bomb. And I mean, they work about the same as you'd expect.
And you get keys, and you have these beating hearts. Can't get that key. It flew off too far.
Right. You have techno hearts here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this game very clearly takes a lot of inspiration from that, at least in its dungeon design. This is a demo that really just covers this dungeon here. I don't know how far it is into the game, but other parts of the games are like exploration-based, kind of like talking to townsfolk, doing things for them. I think there are like ways to have members join you and stuff. Like, there's a lot going on to it, but the primary gameplay grind are these very Zelda-esque dungeons and stuff.
Right. You have to find the ferryman Tangle, and he makes the map for you.
Right. Tangle with his bangle.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, most of these enemies are pretty standard. These jellyfish occasionally go electric, so you can't hit them with your sword or you will hurt yourself.
Right.
As I demonstrated just a second ago. They got bats. Bats are bad.
Yeah. Beware of the roctopuses and the brocoblins.
Yep, that's what they call them. And, as you might expect from a Zelda game, sometimes there are puzzles.
Oh man, this one...
Like how we can't reach this or hit it, but we can shoot a laser.
Oh, okay.
And maybe we'll figure out what to do with that later. It's a game that celebrates exploration.
Right.
You don't see a lot of those these days.
And then critical thinking.
Yes.
Are you sure this isn't actually a roguelike? Is this all randomly generated?
This is not randomly generated.
Okay, just making sure.
While it is very Zelda, I think at least the power that it shows in this dungeon, like the unique item, really does help differentiate it and play into some very different sort of like puzzle solving that'll go into the game.
Mm-hmm.
But first we have these horrible slugs. I hate them. They're my least favorite enemy, because if you touch their slime, you get slowed down by like half speed.
Well, yeah. If you touch a slug, you become a slug. That's the rules.
Right. Look, I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
We just live in this messed up world.
Look, Chirps, this game's just trying to be accurate to society. It's realistic.
Right. Of course.
And you got more crossbow bolts.
Yeah, it's important to have those. It's very easy to run out if you're, like, careless. Because you could just, like, snipe all of the enemies, but then you'd run out of them, and how would you use them against the bosses?
Right.
There are bosses in this game.
Oh, wow. Be careful of those dingo dongos, they dislike smoke.
Right. Like, here's the first boss. It's like some kind of messed up spinning spike man.
Yes. Oh, that's cool.
He shoots electricity.
When your bomb explodes, it shoots out projectiles. That's neato.
It does, and they can hurt you, as you might expect.
I wonder if that's like a little like upgrade.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell right now because you're just kind of shoved into this dungeon. But given that we started with almost all the hearts, I assume that it is an upgrade. So it's definitely got some interesting like boss design with this, you know, sort of the dodging. I'm very good at it.
It's like a messed up game of air hockey.
Yeah. But we get rid of him, and we're given a very special item.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's the manifestor. Shut up. So this can help us reflect current, like electrical current.
They should have called it the manifestor.
Oh, that would have been good. Or a laser. We could also use it for lasers, so I'm just going to put that out there.
Oh, whoa.
I'll show that off now. It's a nice multifunctional tool.
Can you hit enemies with it?
No, but it blocks enemies.
Oh, okay.
So watch here. So oops, I hit the wrong one. So we place the pillar, and
Oh.
we can hit it, and the laser will shoot off, hitting there. But we messed up.
No. I hate messing up.
So what we need to do also, these disappear after a short amount of time, but they are physical manifestations, so if we place them here...
Ah, and you can put multiple ones. That's good.
Yeah, you can put up to 3. So, you know, good puzzle solving. Then we bust our way out of here.
So it's sort of like that, the block rod from Link to the Past.
Yeah, a little bit like that, just there's more functional use there. I guess you could pick them up and throw them when you use the rod, huh?
Yeah, and then you could explode them and they would fly out in the directions.
Yeah, so it's different than that. And it has another different use that we'll show off here. So you see that electricity?
Oh no, I hate that.
Watch this. Once I hit the right button.
Oh.
You can conduct electricity. And if you move it, if you get it right, and you move it close enough to one of those purple buttons, those are only activated by electricity. It's pretty cool. We can access all kinds of stuff there. Like this button.
Did this take you a while to figure out, or?
I had all of the promotional material for it kind of shows off that thing. But the ways in which they make you use it later on are kind of where it gets more tricky and more puzzly.
Okay, because I don't know how long it would have taken me to figure this all out.
Yeah, no, it was a benefit to have seen the promotional material ahead of time. But let me tell you, the first time I played through this, it did take me like 3 times as long to beat this dungeon.
And now you're speedrunning it.
Yeah, basically. Speedrunning it by killing all the enemies every time.
Well, you have to get 100%.
Yeah, and I'm always looking for extra health, because I get hit a lot in this. But yeah, so here, like, if we get close enough, it'll shock us with electricity.
Oh no!
So we're gonna have to redirect it so that it doesn't hit us. So now it can't hit us while that thing's out there. And also this one, which I knew about because I died to it once in my previous playthrough. Kinda hide that one.
So can you push the blocks once you put them down, or?
No. You can remove them and replace them, but you cannot affect them. Also, watch out. You can still hurt yourself like that. But this does lead to some kind of interesting puzzle design that I like a lot. Also, don't get hit by those. That was a demonstration.
Right.
Lots of things
because
hurt
I wouldn't
you.
think that steam would hurt you.
Right.
That's just silly.
You might think, oh, it pushes you, but no, it also hurts you. It also makes you feel bad.
A gas that can hurt me? Ha!
It's true.
I scoff at such a thing.
And so there'll also be rooms like this where...
They're just enemies and you keep running into them?
Yep, but there's like buttons on two sides separated by a wall. So you'll have to hit one on one and then navigate through the dungeon to find the next one.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't know if that kind of permanence was in Zelda. It's been a while.
I mean, I think it depends on the game.
Here's a sick demonstration. You can just see he can't get me now because I put the block up.
Sneaky.
Which is really nice because these enemies take 4 hits. Oh, shoot. He was invincible.
Hey, no harm, no foul. You came out basically where you were.
Yeah. Net 0. So here we're gonna start messing with more puzzles with the lasers. Once we get rid of these gosh darn enemies.
So, do you know where the name Hazelnut Bastille comes from?
I don't! I'm sure that's something in the story.
Oh, maybe it's like this girl's band.
Maybe. That'd be cool. But yeah, so puzzles like this, you're gonna be required to shoot the laser in multiple directions and kind of navigate it there, because it always... If you put one on a laser, it always turns the same direction. Based on its initial direction. So you'll have to do some puzzle stuff to make sure it shoots in the right way. Also, this room is bad. I mean, first of all, it's the kind of room where you just have to kill all the enemies to get back and you get nothing out of it. But these pickups are like a gamble where sometimes they'll give you 3 health and sometimes they'll take away 3 health, and it's really bad.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's maybe not so good. But you could also avoid them if you want, but it's like a gamble kind of thing.
Right.
It might be based on how much health you have. I'm not positive. Yeah, forget that. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I actually haven't figured out how to navigate that room without taking damage, so we'll come back later.
You need the special item, which is a lot of hearts.
Right. So this one's not as bad as in terms of like monsters because they're all pretty easy to handle. And
you can poke them through the walls.
Yeah, and you can get a lot of health out of them. Like, if you get lucky enough with the drops, you can get, 8-something hearts out of this. The dang old bats. Yeah, I mean, it's got a very competent design. It's got a good balance of, like, typical elements, but also with, like, the stamina meter and these bonus attacks, ways of handling different situations while also putting sort of a limit on them.
Yep, this sure is a video game.
Yeah, I love video games. They do video game things. It's great. Well, it's competently done. Yeah. I mean, retro throwbacks are like a dime a dozen, but I think this one kind of goes the extra mile. It definitely has the style down. But it's also going for this different sort of like tech focus sort of thing with all the machinery and stuff.
Right.
That could make for some very interesting like puzzles and items and stuff later on. I know there's a lot of like magnetism stuff that they advertise for the game. So that could be something that's interesting. What's not interesting are these dang slugs.
They're very uninteresting.
In fact, I don't even want to go after that one. I'm sick of this. I'd rather fight these jellyfish, these horrible jellyfish.
So is the slash stronger, or?
The slash is not stronger, it's just wider. So you don't have to be right in front of an enemy to be able to hit them. And you can hit multiple enemies at a time without them being stacked. It's just a beneficial extra attack. That and with the spinning attack, you can just do that forever as long as you have stamina, which is maybe a little nicer than just the average like Zelda spin attack.
Right. Do you have a map or anything?
You do. You can access that through the pause menu.
Oh, okay. That's a good place to put it.
Yeah. I don't use it here much, but yeah, I did when I was playing it the first time. So here we get an introduction to a puzzle we'll have to do, and I'm not as hot on this one just because it's a little janky in terms of like the mechanics. As far as I understand, the way you have to do it is very carefully place the blocks so that they block one of these pillars, but also can shoot a laser out.
Oh.
So, like, the positioning on that's kind of weird. It, like, doesn't feel super intuitive.
I didn't even realize that you could put blocks, like, not exactly on the tiles.
Yeah, it's not tile-based, so you can do stuff like that, but it's just kind of one of those things. It's like, that's a little janky. You know, that seems like the sort of thing where if that's not the solution, then I was clearly doing something wrong and it didn't tell me what to do. But yeah. And here are a bunch of these horrible crabs. They take 4 hits. Like I said before, I hate them, because 4 hits is a lot of hits.
Right. That's more than you can take.
It's true. Look, I fought a crab once. I took 3 hits. I was basically in the hospital. I'm talking about real life, by the way.
Right, I had to drive you there.
Yeah. But, because of that puzzle, we've drained a lot of the acid, the fluid from this dungeon. We can go collect some extra stuff, like this. I love arrows.
I keep thinking it's a screwdriver when you pick it up.
Well, if it's going to be based around mechanics, maybe one of the weapons is a screwdriver.
Well, maybe that's what the keys should be. They should be screwdrivers.
Maybe you should shoot screwdrivers from your crossbow.
Hazelnut Bastille developers, please call me.
Yeah, it's got this nice multi-tiered thing. I was really worried when I saw this that, like, the enemies on the top tier would be able to attack me, like the jellyfish. But they can't, so that's good.
Oh, there's your map.
Yeah, there it is. It'll let you know where the
fluids nexus is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of fluid. I mean, I can give them that much. This is a real nexus of fluid. Yeah, I mean, while we're here, we might as well grab all the stuff we can. That's how you're supposed to play these games, right? You plunder?
Right.
Yeah, I think, like, the music design is really well done and gives off that good, like, eerie vibe without being distracting or really irritating on long loops.
Right. It's got a bit of a PS1 feel, like a little bit Alundra-y.
Yeah, I think overall this just has a really good design. It's a very competent game, and it'll be cool to see all of the stuff that they are talking about, like, in promo material that isn't shown here, like the stuff that really differentiates it from your other Zelda type of games.
Like cussing.
Right. Like swearing. Like guns.
There's gonna be a Mario button, like in Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. But even with, like, the electricity stuff, there's, like, a sample there of kind of different types of puzzle solving and, things that really do help differentiate it. Like, if they're going this tech angle, there's a lot of opportunity for neat stuff.
Right, like giving you a gun instead of a sword, but...
Right.
You still got the sword.
Right.
Well, you'll get the master gun, and whenever you have full health, it shoots a laser beam.
Right. Which doesn't do more damage, it's just a cool laser beam.
Yeah. And whenever you shoot it normally, it doesn't actually fire a bullet, you just pistol whip people with it.
That sounds dangerous.
Hey, it's a dangerous age.
Yeah, you're right. So, I'm gonna try, since there's nothing else to do, I'm gonna try facing that horrible room that we were in before. Not this one. I'm here for health. I mean, I'm here on accident, but I'm here for health. Shh. Just don't tell anyone. I'm here for health, that's why I'm getting hit all the time. Look, I'm good at video games, guys. I promise.
It's weird that sometimes she's holding a shield and then it just goes away.
Is she holding a shield? I'm not even sure.
If you, like, do an attack from the front, or if you get hit from the front, it looks like she's holding a tiny shield.
That might be the scarf or whatever that is on there, the bandana. It's hard to tell. Anyway, so, here, I think you're supposed to be able to like put up the blocks and, you know, be able to run through during that, but I've never got the timing down. It'll be like I get through that one and the other ones are just like, I don't know, because I can't start from the middle. It's just a weird... I'm sure I'm missing something.
Right.
There's something to this puzzle I'm missing, but I haven't figured it out yet. But thank goodness we got to the... Great. Whoops!
Oh, see? She was holding a shield right there.
Oh, weird. Huh. Look, it's a demo.
Mm-hmm.
They took out the shield. That's paid DLC.
Die Forgotten. That's a good one.
And so, like any good game like this, dying does not reset your progress. You start out exactly where you were when you died, in terms of progress, so we don't have to do all those puzzles. We don't have to worry about any of that, we can just run straight through.
And walk through Hell Room again.
Yeah. Well, no, we don't have to walk through there. Forget that. We already got the arrows.
Oh, but you don't have to go through the door?
No. We're going through here. We're going through the underground. Once these dang crabs get out of my way. There we go.
So if your house was a dungeon, what would be the special item you get out of it?
I don't know, like a bag of pizza rolls?
That's a good one. Like, you can use those to, like, lure monsters, and then...
Right.
If you throw enough of them, they'll burn them.
And so you'd have to, like, lure monsters onto, like, platforms and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Which would your be?
I think mine would be... a vacuum cleaner with an anime poster stuck in it.
Oh, okay. Well, what would that do?
Well, you'd be able to swing it around like a sword, and you could shoot the anime poster, and it would stick to the walls.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So here's a puzzle that took me a long time the first time, and when you actually execute it well, it's really cool, and when it's not, it kills you. Yeah, we hit all the buttons.
Oh, wow, that was cool.
Yeah, there's some neat visual effects to all of this. Anyways, it's off to the last room.
Oh, no. This is the toughest challenge of them all.
It's right, a boss.
Oh. Now this is what I call a head crab.
I got him. So yeah, it's a big boss. It's a big set piece, and what's cool about this one, what's cool about it after I beat my head against the wall trying to figure out the gimmick to this fight, is pretty cool. There's like a alternative strategy that makes itself known after you get through the first phase of the fight. But, you know, he's got these big shockwave attacks. He summons other crabs, which can help get you health, which is nice.
Oh, that is good.
And all kinds of other kind of big area of effect attacks, so it's hard to get attacks in sometimes, except for in between his movements.
Right, he's scuttling around. It's hard to get out from under him.
Yeah, it's tough because he moves around, I think, randomly, but if you're on the bottom row, you tend to be kind of okay. So now, as you can see up top, there's some electricity that came up.
Oh.
And if we start this button here...
Oh. Oh, God.
We do a big attack.
You should put, like, a warning before that part of the video.
I will, that's very big. So, once you've completed a certain portion, the electricity on the top starts going off and you can use it. This accidentally worked out perfectly, but yeah, it's just an alternative way of taking care of the boss, which I think is cool. Like, you know, using the dungeon item in interesting ways for the boss fight. Because you have to be careful with the whole thing.
Could you, like, just beat him with the sword?
Yes.
Do you know? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't do it, but I'm pretty sure you can. But, you know, this benefits sort of this puzzle, you know, puzzle solving, critical thinking.
Like you're a real wise guy.
Yeah, that's me. And for beating that boss, we get our first glimpse into the story of the game. Overall, I think this game just has a really good aesthetic going for it. Like, it does really well with the limited color palette sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially with this scene, it's just very cool.
Isn't this the background to that one world in Mario 64?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Is it Wet Dry World?
Maybe?
The one with the bugs.
Yeah, that's Wet Dry World. But like stuff like this, like the multi-tiered cities and stuff, is a very cool aesthetic, and I wonder if that's going to play more into the game proper, like if you'll have to explore something like this.
What if instead of small keys, you got small key cards?
That'd be cool. Well, we don't know. You know, technology has expanded in this world. We need to rediscover it.
Right. There are actually key cards just shaped like keys. It's a retro throwback.
Now that would be cool.
They bought them all from Urban Outfitters. It's Darth Vader. Oh no.
He's my dad.
Aw, jeez. Dad. You shouldn't have played with all that electricity.
And that was the demo for Hazelnut Bastille. I think something kind of cool about this setup is that you kind of have to sign up for like a newsletter to get access to the demo, but by doing that, every time that they make tweaks or updates to the demo, you gain access to the newest build, and you're made aware of it.
Oh, so if you subscribe for long enough, you'll probably have the whole game, just in different chunks.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. That's just a little indie game tip from me to Jay, or from Jay to you.
But yeah, I really like the aesthetic of this game. You know, the music, the graphics, everything seems very on point for what they're trying to do. And from all the other material and stuff, it seems like they're building something really interesting that helps to set it apart.
Yeah, it seems okay.
I love Zelda. Really, I just love A Link to the Past.
Right.
So I'm happy that this exists. This might be the one time I beat another Zelda-like game.
You didn't even beat Link to the Future?
I actually have been meaning to go to the sequel for that one, the Between Worlds.
Right.
Maybe one day.
Link is Between Worlds.
Link is in Two Worlds, too.
It's a link to the past.
Link, it's your kids.
They're doing great. They love you.
Nothing bad is happening. Ganon's still dead. And Hazelnut Bastille, the demo, is available now if you want to check it out.
Happy Bastille Day.
Bringing it back.